Hey guys, Glen here again. Here today talking to you about wire fraud in real estate. How it happens, how to avoid it. So if you're a part of a real estate transaction in the near future or, down the road at some time, hopefully you are not a victim of this. So I will give you a few tips on how to avoid it and explain how it happens. So yeah, I just saw another article circulating yesterday about wire fraud, and this poor family, they fell victim to it, and they essentially sent their life savings overseas. And then when it gets to that point, most times there's nothing that can be done. They're just screwed. And it really sucks, man. It's really terrible thing. And it just, yeah, it kind of breaks my heart every time I see it. Because a lot of these wire fraud, the scammers, the hackers, they're really sophisticated now. So, you think like, well, how can somebody fall for something like that? They've gotten so sophisticated. It is, I can see how people would fall for it. So, let me talk a little bit about how it happens. So really, it's pretty easy to find out who was involved in a real estate transaction. Almost everything's online now, right? So if somebody has their house for sale, public record shows who the owner of the house is, who is selling the house. You go on Zillow or Realtor.com or any major website, shows the homes listed. And then you can go on, the county assessor websites or even like a whitepages.com thing or something like that, figure out who the owner is pretty dang quick too. Then if a hacker is smart, they can go in and find out all of the contact information for a owner slash seller, email address, phone number, all that good stuff. Well, once they have the email address, at some point they try to hack into the email address, whether it's the seller's email address, the real estate agent's email address, a lender, title officer, escrow agent, anything like that. If they can just find one of those people and hack into one or all of their email accounts, then they are able to kind of set up their trap for people. So that's kind of how it goes, how they get the information and how they start the process. Then what they do is kind of monitor the transaction. If they are seeing that there's a closing date of, say, the 15th of the month, then they are monitoring the emails closely and seeing what's happening in the transaction. Okay, it's closing on the 15th. So the hacker will go in on the 15th or whatever and email wire instructions to the seller. The thing is a lot of times the hacker, they've set up an email to where it looks like somebody legit is sending the email. So sometimes they set up an email address that looks really, really close to the person they hacked email address. So let's just say it's the escrow officer. They hacked into their email address, or they did a masked email that looks like the escrow officer's email address. Let's say it's abctitle.com is the end of the email address. So if it's abctitle.com, maybe they do it like abctitle.co or abcstitle.co, something that looks really, really similar. And if you looked at it at first glance, you wouldn't even tell the difference. With that, they put an email signature that looks exactly like the escrow officer's email signature. So it looks like a legit email that came from them with the wire instructions on what to do. And then when it looks legit, unfortunately, some people involved in the transaction, buyer or seller, it looks like a legit email. So they send the money just like it's stated in the email. And then the money goes overseas somewhere. It's terrible. The other way they can do it is actually hacking into somebody's email. So they're sending an email directly from an agent's email address. Somehow they were able to hack in. They have control now. They've figured out the password, and then it's kind of a fight to reset the password, get them out of there, and get them blocked from doing things. But it still is coming from a legit email address, and looks like legit instructions on what to do. Everything, there's nothing fishy about it. Hey, there's a real estate transaction closing on the 15th this month. I got these directions with a signature from somebody saying this is what to do. It looks like it came directly from that person, so why not do it? Okay, so it's not so prevalent that it's happening all the time, but it is happening. So it's something to watch out for and be aware of. The way to avoid this is to call to verify every single time. Anytime there's any money being transferred, being wired anywhere, call. You're not going to be bugging anybody by calling. Just call and say, hey, got the email from you. This is what it states. Just want to be sure that that's what I should be doing right now. And you may hear, like, we do not email instructions, throw that email away, disregard it. We need to figure out how you got that email or whatever. Or, maybe, hey, we sent you some general instructions on what to do. Here's the direct instructions. Hopefully the title companies, escrow agents are not emailing instructions or exact instructions anymore. But for those that are, just be sure that you call as a buyer or seller in the transaction. Be sure you call to verify. Takes a few seconds. If it's lunch hour, they might get back to you within an hour, but that is well worth your time than to have your money get wired overseas somewhere. So again, call to verify, no matter what. If you're involved in a real estate transaction and you're wiring funds, it's super important. Don't want to see you have your money sent overseas somewhere. Okay, cool guys. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel or Facebook page. I'm trying to do videos a couple times a week, real estate tips, stuff like that. Market updates. We're doing contests and giveaways on the Facebook site. So be sure to follow, like us, and all that good stuff. All right. Thanks for watching.